Hello and welcome to the Blue House Bull Session. Here back bulling with you after, I don't know, when's the last one we did? March 2006? I don't know. Our schedule has fallen apart and I am absolutely at least partly to blame for that. I am joined as always by my BFF and co-host Uber Fuzzy and our lovely special guest today, Amaya Sings, who couldn't find anything better to do with a Friday evening. Really? I feel
It's
so
true.
bad. No, I was hanging out in Amaya's stream as I tend to do. By the way, let me just mash my buttons here and give you a little shout out for
Aw.
anyone who wants to see one of my favorite people showing off one of my favorite skills, an amazing, talented singer and hostess, and just a fantastic human being, a great friend. I'm hanging out, moderating stream, trying to do my job, wave my badge and gun around as necessary, make my ridiculous song demands because they're not even requests. And we mentioned that we had the podcast coming up tonight, and Amaya said she was, more than happy to join us again. And I said, I don't understand why, but I will not turn it down. Um, I
It's
just,
been over a year.
I just
'Cause
like
it's
any
been over a
excuse
year, and
to hang around
yeah.
and chat. I really, really like that. I miss being able to talk to you more regularly. Somehow we
know.
both just ended up so ridiculously busy.
It's true.
And you
And
get,
I think the last time we caught up was just kind of over text one night.
Yeah.
And it was like within the last month too. But it was kind of like, oh hey, it's been a month since Zeldathon. What's been going on with you in the
well,
last
you had
month? 'Cause, yeah,
non-stop ongoings afterwards. You ran through
I
on
did.
stream your trip to Japan, which sounded
Yeah.
like it was absolutely outstanding.
Yeah,
I'm
it was awesome.
kind of surprised you came home, honestly.
Well, yeah. Sometimes I wish I didn't, but it's okay.
So
Alas,
was
we're here.
I came back this time. It's one of those. One of those.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what the future holds.
I get
Okay,
that.
Andrew.
Oh.
Yeah, Fuzzy and I have a friend who did indeed make the jump and is living full time in Japan. Returns
wow.
stateside every twice in a while and brings a suitcase full of stuff to leave in his mom's basement. As one does.
Like you do. That's kind of Ikari too on my stream. He's
Yeah.
kind of he's a regular in the community and a real life friend, and we actually did see him in Tokyo when we were there
Nice.
and did a little hangout day. He actually kind of helped us buy these glasses as well as Vontography's extra pair of glasses, but
Cool.
way cheaper in Japan if you need prescription glasses than they are here. Free eye exams, and these were like less than $50.
I
Like all said and done. Yeah, the frames, the
Yikes.
lenses,
Okay.
and like I can't see.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
yeah, so that was cool. But I mean, other than helping with this, we had a bunch of fun and kind of just ran around and saw a bunch of things. We did Tokyo Team Labs, which is kind of like a
Ooh.
visual, I don't know, kind of an experience art installment kind of thing. It was cool. Yeah, none of us had ever done it, but got a lot of really neat, it's a good place for like your Instagram videos or photos or whatever because there's so many little like light features and just all sorts of stuff going on. But
I dig that.
yeah.
I dig that quite a
Anyway,
bit.
yeah. More about Japan whenever. But yeah, how have you guys been? It's been a minute since I've just been here on the show and like talking to both of you at the same time in general.
I was gonna say it's definitely been a little bit. Did you hear we released a game? I don't
my
know
God,
how long
no.
it's been.
Wait, what is it called? I actually don't know if I did know that.
You have heard it's Let's Cafe. You played it. I
It
just
is.
wasn't sure if it had been that long. Did
No,
we
no, no,
actually
no.
drop it before or after?
I think
Because
you
I know it
dropped
was
it
in the
after.
works. I know it was in the works.
Yeah. No, but I super aware of Let's Cafe. I just I think that you guys were still working on it the last time I was here on the
Yeah.
podcast. So,
Oh.
but yeah, super cute game by the way. And you guys were you working on new patches like DLC stuff?
Yes, we actually are. I promise I'm not trying to like bully you into marketing for us or anything. The last big update we pushed, which is a couple weeks ago now. Hi, thank you.
Hi,
Um,
Red.
We laid the groundwork for upcoming custom content creation to kind of enable people to make their own characters. I mean, we've still got a bunch more stories to explore, but I like the idea of it being a platform for people to kind of bring their own stories and characters and fun stuff. So
Yeah,
could be
absolutely.
neat. Could be neat.
Actually, last time you were on, the web beta hadn't it wasn't out yet.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, so it's really been a minute. Like I know that you guys were cooking up the idea,
Yeah.
and I remember like talking about it, and I had played a lot of kind of what came before. I was playing a lot of Can Do, and I
Yeah.
still this is a brand new PC build, and guess what's on my desktop still? Because I threw it back out there. I just really love it. If I just need something to do for a little bit of time, 10 minutes becomes 25 minutes kind of thing. It's
Well,
just, yeah,
good,
I
good
don't
We're
know.
because
working
yeah. Here, I'll
we're
let you,
working
Fuzzy.
on making it actually work on mobile
Yes. Oh, that's so
because
exciting.
we depended on a lot of drag things, which is
Yeah.
fine with a mouse, and then you realize, oh, dragging things
Tapping
on
and
mobile,
dragging doesn't. It's not the same
it's
somehow.
it's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
It's
I feel that. Aw. Are you
Poor
watching
guy.
a doggo, or did you get a doggo in the meantime?
Ashley has a doggo, and he has taken a
Okay.
real shine to me. So
Oh.
apparently, I'm his favorite person now, and he spends all his time with me. And she's mad about it, and I'm mad about it, but he's happier than can be. So
A bit of a betrayal going on, a little
yeah,
little bait and switch of the humans.
she's not mad at me, which is a good thing because she knows if I had my druthers, he'd be living elsewhere. But she's a little bit hurt by him, and
Yeah.
I'm not scared of dogs, but they make me uncomfortable. But this one, he's not so bad. He's
That's good.
grown on me quite a bit.
Aw.
I will say that at one point in time, the dog used to sleep with her in her bedroom, and now he absolutely won't. He will not. He comes in and jumps on my bed every night and sleeps with me. And if I sleep on the
Aw.
futon, here, I'll show you all the mess. If I sleep on the futon, he's got a little dog bed in front to sleep on.
Oh my gosh.
So we
He's
just
so
pull that out, and
spoiled.
he's got his little place to rest.
Love that.
He's not so bad. He's loud. He's excitable. Dogs in general are loud and excitable. I can't fault him that. He's not aggressive. He's not mean. He gets along with the cats. Now this was a change because he used to bark at the cats as one would expect a dog to do. And over time, he's become acclimated enough that they can just kind of hang out in the same room. Well, now that the cats know that he's not big and scary, he's just dumb and lovable,
That's just it. Yeah.
they'll follow him around. So he'll get up in the morning when I get up in the morning, or shortly thereafter, after I wrestle my way out of bed around him.
Yeah.
And then he'll make his little patrol of the house, and he'll just go nose every cat and make sure they're awake.
Oh, I love that.
It's cute. I like our morning routine. It's pretty cute.
Yeah.
JC, welcome.
Sometimes.
How's it going?
Yeah. You got a new buddy on the desk.
Yes, yes. I have everything on the desk. I have
Well, Jay has everything on the desk, but specifically, oh my gosh.
I have my bear with her stolen Zeldathon shirt and her little JetBlue badge.
Oh my gosh.
You
That's
remember
adorable.
from being at Zeldathon with me that bear is like the stuffed animal with which I sleep.
That's true. I think that
So-
is how I've seen the Zeldathon shirt on her before. I think
She's-
that's, yeah.
She's hanging out here because this room has air conditioning and the bedroom doesn't. So depending on how warm it gets during the day, dictates whether I sleep in the office or in the bedroom.
That's, yeah, super valid. I would go wherever the air is.
Yeah, has to be
Wherever it's flowing.
cool enough to rest. You can't sleep when it's too hot. You can't do anything when it's too
No.
hot. The heat just robs you of your will to live. Ah, well,
Hello, JC Swish.
I know that guy. Number one tester of Let's Cafe. He's pretty much the
Yes.
entirety of our QA department.
Oh wow. Dang. That's awesome.
Yep.
Someday it'll be a paid position. Today is not that day, and tomorrow's not looking good either. But someday.
One of these days.
Yeah, the whole
One of the
goal
very
with
few
all of
people
this.
with the VIP badge.
That's true. That's true.
Fair enough.
The whole goal with all of Hergel is just I want to make enough money to hire my friends so we don't have to do dumb stuff for people we don't like. And if my friends are enjoying their careers and having too much fun, well, hey, keep doing that. Help out if you want to. And if you're absolutely sick of it and ready to burn down the whole planet, okay, well, you know.
Come join the gated community.
Aye, buddy.
The ultimate goal.
You want to say hi to
Yeah.
everybody?
Aw. Oh, baby. Oh, that face, though. Yeah, I can see why he was hard to turn down. What a good boy.
He's a
He just
pit.
wants all the attention.
And pits have a reputation well deserved for being aggressive, and he is the least aggressive one I have ever met. He can
Yeah.
get loud, he can get frightening, but it's almost like he's insecure. I don't know if it's that
Mhm.
he's properly trained or what, but when he goes to get aggressive, he'll hesitate. He'll stop.
Yeah.
He'll go to lunge and be like, "Wait, I don't think I can do this. I can't handle the pressure."
He wigs himself out. I feel like most pit bulls I've met are actually, yeah, the total opposite of what you would expect, especially if they're with good people, who've trained them properly, whatever. Or they just got lucky. Like sometimes you can just get lucky with a disposition.
I
But,
think that's us
yeah.
because I'm definitely not very good at training animals at all. But this one seems to have managed to come out somewhat functional, at least as far as dogs go.
Yeah.
And he
I
only
think,
gets 100 million treats a day,
that helps. I think whenever we're ready for a dog, that's definitely like one of the top breeds actually that me and Vontography would be considering is a pity. I don't know, there's just something about the face. They're just so cute.
It's
Um,
expressive. They have a face
Yeah.
that carries so much emotion, whether it's us projecting
do.
it or not. It's there.
And my parents have had so many like mixed breed dogs that have that in their face too. I think I've just always kind of been drawn to that a little bit. So
I've
yeah,
definitely
what a
made
cutie.
a kind of a running joke before saying that I finally figured it out in a grand cosmic sense, literal and metaphorical, mind blowing. My problem is that cats are dry and dogs are wet. And it's not just a physical description. I mean, it serves as one. You got a big slobbery dog and everything, but personality-wise, cats have a very dry personality, and dogs have
They do.
not that.
Yeah, basically the opposite in most ways. Gosh, I can't remember the breed that my sister has, but she's got two female cats, and this breed is mostly female. And apparently, the male cats are genetically kind of messed up. I don't really remember why. I don't know how that line of cats even exists because that is the case. But it's like an island of Wonder Women cats where they're all like mostly female, and they're
Nice.
the best cats, and they're so playful. And I just can't remember like what that breed or what that line is called. But they tend to be like tortoiseshell patterned and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, her cats are actually like they're very dog-like. That's kind of why I like them.
If
Oh
the
goodness.
thing is, I'll say that like most cats and most dogs, and with people, it's kind of a mix of both. You'll meet people that are more one or the other, and you'll stick with the people you like. I'm a cat person. I like cats. I like people that like cats because they tend to be cat-like people.
Yeah.
I'm not only a cat person, I'm a cat person. That's the best way to put it.
Oh my goodness.
If you
Pe-
like
people
dogs,
are-
more power to you. I appreciate you. I hope you love them dearly. I will
I-
look at pictures admiringly from a distance if I must.
I like the idea that chat's throwing around that people are plasma. It's
Yeah.
like the fifth element. It's
We're,
just
we're the further state of matter where we
Oh,
can't be
yeah.
wet because we are not liquid. But
Yeah. Something like that. Anyway, Fuzzy, what's going on with you? How have you been?
Got a new job at some point,
Okay.
almost two
King
months ago. Started June.
congrats.
Except I
That's new.
failed to leave my old job for a while because I was too nice, and they were be stuck like in a lurch because it's such a small team. So I stayed on doing two jobs. One of them being night shift because I'm an insane person and too nice.
Yeah.
I have a commute
Ugh.
for now for the first time in my life,
That's
which
that's a whole new
after
experience.
never having a commute at all ever was, crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, that really has to be kind of a whirlwind all of a sudden. And you find ways to pass
Yeah.
the time, but it's yeah, it's not fun. I've never had more than like a half an hour one way commute. Even now, it's like 20 minutes one way, pretty straight shot. But yeah, anything over that kind of sucks. So I
In a
feel that.
vacuum with nobody else on the planet, it's 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
a long stretch of very high trafficked major artery in my state in this area. So
Sure.
if there's any traffic on the road, it's over an hour easily. So I
Oh
just
yeah.
go in late or super early and then I stay till 7 o'clock. I just miss all the traffic. And they're like, why do you do that? I'm like, and then I show them the route and the traffic pattern. They're like, yeah, you stay here and work in the air conditioning, in the light, on the good Wi-Fi where you don't need the VPN, and there's snacks and bathroom and stuff. And yeah,
All you
Yep.
need now is a
Yep.
futon.
There you go. Genuinely. You got to get that brake futon.
Yeah.
But well,
Yeah.
power to
No,
you.
actually.
I hope it's working out at least. And if nothing else, you can always catch up on, if you do Audible books and stuff, throw one of those on the commute home.
yeah, I'm usually so tired. I'm like trying to just stay awake because it's
Yeah.
directly east west into the sun both ways.
Oh
So it's
god, I
just like
hate
a
that.
lot of heat. It's like I'm just so warm and tired, and it's like, yeah,
Yeah. Oh, I feel that. Yeah, I guess the way that I go, I tend to go it's on one side of me or the other, and in the mornings it's usually not too bad.
yeah.
Although kind of in the fall and then again kind of in the spring when the time changes kind of just start, that's where it's like glaring in my face for part of the trip, but it's not awful because it's only 20 minutes for me. But I feel you, like when I did have a longer commute, this was many years ago, it wasn't really that long. It was, yeah, like half an hour, maybe a little over depending on traffic. And like I just would get unbelievably tired sometimes on the drive home. And it was just like from the day. It wasn't necessarily from being like overheated or something, but just from being super, super exhausted from that job specifically. So
I
I feel you that
actually,
that can be tough.
I
Yeah.
actually had a minor accident a couple
Oh
weeks ago. I
no.
kind of just I was so locked in and just I didn't fall asleep. I was just so like just tunnel vision of just going, and I kind of
Yeah.
just drifted over to the other lane and
Oh
aggressively rubbed the other guy's car. Like we're both fine and stuff. It's just it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Just a fun thing that you're dealing with too. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
sorry to hear it. But
Oh no, where'd Jay go?
maybe you gotta get into that, K-pop Demon Hunters,
Oh
put on
my
one of
god,
those
you
albums.
you and my boss. What is you people?
We just keep multiplying now that we've seen it, the more people who have seen it, they're like,
Her kids are
"Hey."
so obsessed with it, and so
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, it was way better than I thought it was gonna be. I kinda talked about it a little bit last night on stream, but my sister and one of my good friends, they were both, like, just coincidentally, like, pressuring me because they had seen it at very similar points in time, and they knew I didn't, and they're like, "Dude, you would love this so much, you have to watch it yesterday." And, like, both of them were doing this unknowingly that they were both doing it at, like, the same time. And so I was like, "Okay, no, genuinely, I'll get to it." Like, I need a little bit of time. I need, like, time to just sit down and ideally watch it with photography and, like, we'll check it out. And then we did, like, a week ago, and, no, I mean, it was so well animated. the expressiveness of the characters really went a long way in terms of how they chose to animate those expressions. And kind of like I was saying, it's very in line with like classic 90s anime, like think Sailor Moon, where she's like crying in her noodles or something, and it's like over the top expressive. And like they do that to give you that little comedic break. And it's just it lands so well every time that they do stuff like that. Um it's I feel like the story, because it's only like 85 minutes. It's a little over an hour. So the story that they're trying to tell is it's just boom, boom, boom. It's not really too fast, although I definitely feel like they could have padded it out in other areas, but also it's okay that there are some things that are just open, because I think
Yeah.
it leaves room for some really fun exploration of backstories or spin-offs or like a prequel or whatever. So I don't yeah, I mean for what it was and who it's targeted at, and especially the music. Oh my god. I mean, I didn't really want to listen to the album full blown until I had seen it in context,
Yeah.
just to like let it all hit the way it's supposed to. Um but dang, it's really good. And if you don't care about waiting to listen to it, I recommend just put it
I've
on.
seen I've seen a number of it's all over my TikTok feed. So it's like,
Yeah.
what is this? And then she was like, oh wait, I've seen this. I just had no idea which of the billion animes it was. Oh, I've seen probably 30% of this by in
Yeah.
2 minute
Yeah.
clips.
Oh, totally, and that's kinda where I was exposed to little bits of, like, the song "Golden" or, the "Soda Pop," like, those are the 2 that you tend to see a lot in reels, but yeah.
Somebody sung Golden at karaoke at the company carnival yesterday, or
Oh,
Wednesday
wow.
rather. Yeah, we were just my head's all red. It was a whole outdoor fair thing, and they had a stage and they were doing karaoke, and then somebody was starting saying, I'm like, I know this song, and my boss was like, yay! She's a total just straight up millennial weeb.
Yeah.
Just
Love that.
heart, yeah.
As they tend to be.
I
I
actually have to
mean,
bounce
same.
to go take a phone call.
Go.
So hey, guess what? Amaya, carry the show.
Okay.
I'll be I'll be
We
back. Just I
gotcha.
don't. Yeah,
Go
I
enjoy
got to
your
take a call.
conference call, man. We'll be here.
No
Yeah.
worries.
Bye.
So
But, yeah, no, it's, I've really just enjoyed the movie and the songs that have come from it. Now I'm kinda like, I'm waiting for more. I think the next time I sing that song, though, ideally in my range, I can't, like if I split it up and I practice the song in chunks, I can hit the highest notes with power.
yeah.
If I again, just you know what I mean? You split it up into chunks, so I think I could practice and get to the point I wanna be at, but really in a 2 to 3 hour karaoke show, and I don't know what's getting thrown at me ever, and sometimes I kind of have to just preserve my voice for other
Right.
things. It's probably better fitted for me to just push it a step down, which there's really no shame in doing that at all. It just fits my range a lot better, so
I
we'll
mean,
probably will
that's
sound
how I've
better.
always tried to approach things too when I do music streams, and it's been entirely too long. I need to do one this weekend. I
Yeah.
have like 8 streams planned. I don't even know if I have free time this weekend, but I need to get back to the music. I miss that. But
Yeah.
it's definitely not the same, but it's similar in that I run a bar band show. Okay, that's really what it is. I'm a one man bar band, and because you never know what's coming, you try to do a passable job of everything that comes your way. And you'll find your opportunities to shine, and a lot of it you just make sure it sounds recognizable. That's
Right, right.
set a nice low bar, exceed it every once in a while, because if you have the chance to plan for it, you can arrange things to showcase yourself. And if you're winging it, you can't. That's just how it
Right.
goes.
Right. No, and I definitely find that's true too, where like, all right, this is a song that maybe I have no notes and it's not one I've sung a million times, but it was one I heard a lot 10 years ago, kind of like Clarity last
Yeah.
night by Zed and Foxes. And it's a great song and I think generally everybody knows it, but there are some really confusing drops in the song or like weird timings that like yeah, unless you put it right back into your modern day playlist, like you're just not gonna catch unless you have those notes written in. So I always try to have notes written into my like I have an insane just lyrics file. That's what it is. And it's separated in 3 parts. We have our anime things. anything that could even fit into that. Like I just kind of filed away the K-pop Demon Hunter stuff under anime because let's face it,
It
there's
counts.
characters
It's the
people
same.
will cosplay it. I think it kind of yeah, it
Yep.
fits under that realm of things. Um you got your video game stuff, and then you have basically everything else, like pop stuff, Disney stuff, musical. Like it just kind of vaguely goes under pop, but like it's everything, right?
Well, I mean,
Um,
technically it's popular, so if you go by the raw etymology, that's the perfect categorization,
Popular,
right?
you're gonna be popular. Yeah. I mean, yeah, so that's it's the easiest way that I have to like sort things unless I suddenly just take on an insane amount of like, show tunes as its own repertoire, which I don't really, I don't anticipate that happening.
Yet,
But what?
yet.
Yet. It might take me another 10 years, Jay.
We'll get there. We'll get there. I'm patient. I got nowhere to be.
Uh, but yeah, that file is kind of my saving grace anytime that I even do live performances, because then the notes are all there. If I have to make a file that is for a specific show, like a Zeldathon, then I will just kind of, if it's songs that I already had in there, then it's like that's the root file. I'll copy and paste it over to the set list file that I'm creating, and then I'll just go and I'll make those types of notes with, the rests or like little funky things I need to be aware of in the middle of the song
Yeah.
in the set list, that I'm making for a specific show. And that's basically like how I did Jiggy's big broadcast for good. That's how I did Zeldathon. That's how I did the Zeldathon, like, come sail away, whatever I did, the cruise ship show that
That
was
was
like
so
pre
cool.
Zeldathon.
That was
It
so
was
cool.
fun. Yeah, it was really fun.
I
So, and yeah, and then I get to dump new songs into what I know.
I like, and I've seen a trend of more of this. They did it with Heroes of Time. We did it with Zeldathon, where a lot of people have been reaching out to the team and the community for a lot of the events we've been working on to do like pre-show fundraising. It's like, do you want to be
Yeah.
part of this? Okay, we may not be able to have you at the whole thing, but get out there, help us raise a couple bucks, help us raise awareness of the events.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I like that because I can do
It's
that from
cool.
here.
Right, right. And it's like that's the thing. A lot of those events are so they're so niche, but
Yeah.
also like they only have so much money to bring everybody out at. And
Wait a minute, they
well,
have
I like
money to
going
bring
to the
people out?
we'll see. Details pending. That's yeah, that's like a whole I can't even speak to it. It's really
Yeah.
not my ball game, but I just know there's some stuff going on behind the scenes, and I hope to be involved again in
Yeah.
obviously Zeldathon, that's not what we're talking about here, but other charity shows.
I,
We'll
I
just put
I
it
would
that way.
love to get more involved if I could. If I can, when I can, if they'll
Yeah.
have me. That's what I'm trying to say. I would
Yeah.
love to work with a bunch of the people we know and meet a bunch of the people I haven't met yet,
Yeah,
and hopefully make a
absolutely.
good impression so they'll be, interested in meeting me again. I'd
Right.
rather they have a good impression than an accurate one.
We just got to put on our top hat today and do.
Although I will say, speaking of people we've met at assorted charity events, I was talking to Jaku recently because
Oh
for
yeah,
those who
yeah.
don't know, Jaku is in charge of Warp World and Crowd Control, CEO of that, and he also runs Turnip Exchange and a handful of other stuff. But I won't say he badgered me into adding crowd control to the game. He definitely guided me in it and encouraged me very strongly when we were putting that together. Buzzy floated the idea recently. I shouldn't spoil this. I'm gonna, but I shouldn't. Fuzzy floated the idea recently since we have different characters in Let's Cafe that'll only show up when certain conditions are met. If you have certain items on your menu, or depending on the weather, or a handful of other things. He said we should have one that just is Jaku himself, who shows up if you're playing a game with crowd control turned on.
That
And
would be so cute. Oh, I would love to see that. And it's easy enough because he's got the long red curly hair. If you've seen a picture of him ever, it's kind of like, yep, that's the guy. Like,
All right, well, I don't
yeah,
want to show this on stream, so I'm going to open a little DM here because I need to show this to you specifically.
I would love to
Um,
see.
but we definitely have one kind of in the style of what we have for the Let's Cafe characters. And I wanted to make sure I had his blessing and his approval. And not only do I have his approval, but it is downright enthusiastic. He is absolutely enamored with this idea. He loves the art. We've been talking back and forth about what to do for a storyline representation for him. I like that he's so into this.
Yeah, no, honestly, the sprites are perfect. Like,
Isn't that too
nailed
cute?
it.
It is. That's
It's
him.
so cute.
Yeah, Danny
Oh,
sent
I
me
love
those. I'm
that.
like, yeah, 9 thumbs up, no notes. It's perfect.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, definitely, like, I wanna know how the rest of that goes. Like,
Oh,
I
absolutely,
need
absolutely.
the end of story.
You'll get all the skinny as it comes together. I assure you. It's
Yeah.
it's been so much fun.
Aw,
We built a
congrats.
little
That's awesome.
set of tooling, and it's like internal and still in development and all of that. But like since I want so much for people to be able to make their own characters, I'm trying to write tools to make that easy for people because I want to be a platform. If you have a story to tell it with people wandering through the game. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, no, and we were kinda talking about that just briefly before the podcast fired up here, but I think that's incredible. Like, yeah, if you want to be part of it yourself, why not? So, that's
Yeah.
really cool.
More ways to decorate. So everyone loves customization. You know,
Yeah.
all the people I associate with are the type of people that'll spend 6 hours in the character creation screen and then maybe play 10 minutes of a game. It's me. It's everyone I know.
Mhm.
I've been told I need to play Skyrim. Does Skyrim allow you to customize your? I've never actually played Skyrim.
I
It's
haven't either. I
okay.
know, like, there's a lot of those older kinda classic games now where I'm like, I was, yeah, I remember when it came out. It doesn't feel like it's been that long, but it really has.
Yeah,
Yeah, but, I think it does, and if it doesn't, certainly it has mods and, all sorts of fun game-breaking things that you can do.
I've definitely heard this kicked around before, and I kind of have a theory that you hit a certain point in your life, and your pop culture just kind of freezes in place. It's not
Yeah,
that you just stop learning about new stuff, but the things that at the moment of your cryogenic pop culture knowledge freeze, they don't age.
yeah, they really don't.
Mario Sunshine is still the new Mario game.
Yeah.
It's 20 years old and it's still the new Mario. I am logically aware that there have been several since then on the 5 new generations of consoles that came out. But Mario Sunshine is
You
still
know?
the new Mario game. That's where I clamped down. My brain locked up and
Shadow is still a new Sonic character,
yeah,
and so is Rouge, 25 years later.
right?
Yeah. Like, literally,
It's
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 like
just, it's just where we're
24
hanging
maybe, I
out
don't
now.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and it's interesting because I think there have been some studies done, and I don't think it was just you I was talking with this about, but just the idea that, like, yeah, it's not even that we're not seeking it out. I mean, clearly we're just not a target audience anymore for some of these things, but also your life carries forward, you have more responsibility.
Right.
You're just not like you don't even have the time to seek things out that you one may or may not like. You have to be so picky and choosy with your time, right? You're not wasting a million years in your room playing The Sims 1 and customizing everything. Speaking of customization,
You're not?
well, I hate to break it to you, but I haven't been for a minute. But you know what? I did rot on the couch today and yesterday doing nothing but Pokemon's Violet. I keep wanting to say Scarlet, but no, I've got the Violet one. It's purple, dang it. And it was great. It was beautiful. And like I have so few of those days though in my year ever. Like if at all some years. So
Yeah.
it's not something that I am like proud of doing all the time or like, yeah, I just strive for those days, but every once in a while it just kind of like scratches that itch. And then that's like why we hold on to things like Pokemon, because it's what we know, right? Like it's evolved a tiny bit over time, but it's more of just like it's a comfort game.
You come back
So
to it because it's familiar. It's
right.
it's it's different enough every playthrough, but in general, I keep going back and replaying Undertale, and so do so many other people.
Yeah.
Deltarune just dropped recently, chapter 3, 4, whatever. The new part. I have not played the new part. I did play the first one when it came out. I am not a stickler holdout who says I'm not going to do it until, the whole thing is done, like a certain friend of
Right.
ours is. But, but I just haven't had the opportunity. But that's because I haven't made the opportunity. I've been
Yeah.
busy playing Sudoku. I've been busy replaying What the Golf. I've been busy doing things I've done before because I need that comfort, especially, I'm not going to wax too political, but especially in the climate of the world right now, I turn to familiar things for comfort.
Yeah. No, I think we all kind of do. And it's not always a video game for everybody, right? But absolutely, I think that's just such a human thing when you're stressed out, when the world is questionable to say the least. Yeah. You got to have something. And sometimes that thing is just going to override any bit of productivity. Even if the productivity is just playing another game, it's just doing something new, right? Your brain's like, I don't want to be stretched in that way today though. Yeah,
I'm
I feel that.
I'm curious, and I want to see if there are any studies on this. I'm saying it out loud, and I'm going to leave myself a little note here. Where's my notebook? When COVID-19 was first coming on the scene, and people were first heeding the stay-at-home orders and things like that, I'd be curious to know, because that's a high stress time, the comparative performance change between broadcast TV like watch rates, cable TV watch rates, and streaming services.
Yeah.
Because streaming services give you the ability to go back and rewatch things you've seen, your comfort shows. And broadcast TV brings you the new, latest, and greatest. Yes, they have reruns of everything too, but I want to see if there's a comparison study on that data. I want to see if people reached to watch entertainment they already knew even more during that time when you know that people were consuming more entertainment in general.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think it's such a valid, like, hypothesis. I bet you're onto something without looking up a statistic, although I'm really curious too. Yeah, I there's really no way to 100% know that right now in this second, but
Yeah.
it's,
I will have to do
yeah, it's
some
something
looking now.
to
Yeah.
let me know what you find.
More
But
than
I'm sure
happily.
like, I've got some friends where, like, their comfort show is, like, the '90s sitcom, Frasier, and
Yeah.
it was great, and I haven't seen it in so many years, but that's their thing. They put it on multiple times a week, at night, whatever, to wind down to fall asleep to. I've never been like a I'll fall asleep to a show kinda thing. I feel that was more my parents' generation,
Yeah.
and that's fine, there's nothing wrong with it. I don't I don't get it. It's, like, to the point actually where when we moved, to where we are now, just a handful of years ago, Vontography and I said, "You know what? We don't even watch movies in bed. We don't play games in bed," which
Yeah.
is good because, you start doing that and you train your brain to be like, "Oh, bed is for other things besides sleep." And then you don't get a good night's sleep. So there's that whole thing going on too.
That's what
But
I had to
so
learn the hard way. But when I leaned
yeah,
into it, you go in the bedroom and lay in bed to sleep, and that is what you do there. When you
that's
go
it.
in there and lay down, you will be able to sleep. And bouncing back and forth recently between the futon and everything, I can tell a difference. It was
Yeah,
only
yeah.
about 5 years ago that I started putting more dedicated effort into that, and this is the first year that I've kind of backpedaled on it a little bit, and I can
Mhm.
definitely tell the difference.
Yeah, like you gotta work to recover that mindset
Hmm.
again. So yeah, it's interesting. It's just like basic human psychology, and man, aren't we fun?
But
Yeah.
I can't I fall asleep to noise, but I'm very picky about the noise. It's not
Yeah.
so much that I fall asleep to shows. My guilty bedtime pleasure is math videos on YouTube.
Excuse me? You live in the
Vsauce,
math universe?
Vsauce, or Three Blue One
Oh man.
Brown, or I could
I love
listen
that.
to James Grime telling me how the Enigma machine worked, just over and over and over. And I like to think I'm absorbing some of it. I'm not paying any attention to it, but just purely by like auditory osmosis, I'm sure I'm picking up some of it.
Maybe just a tiny bit. Um my guilty pleasure, like I can never fall asleep with something on my head or like in my ears or something like that. So inevitably I will have to consciously like turn it off. I just, there's no other way for me, but I really like it not weird ASMR, okay? Like not the weird stuff, not the chewing, the mouth no like disgusting. Get that out of here. But there is ASMR bakery on YouTube, just to I guess verbally only shout her out. I it's not even that I go there all the time, but if I'm just kind of like, okay, anxiety's hitting, or I
Yeah.
just need to unwind, I just need to relax for like half an hour, I'll just put it on the headphones or in the little earbuds just so I can hear it really well. And it's just like the tapping, the crinkling, the weird, like, whatever, textures on things. And yeah, I don't know, that does it for me. Like I get the tinglies and then I'm kind of like, all right, I'm kind of sleepy just from like watching this is like an audio visual weird experience. And but again, nothing too weird.
Right.
um yeah,
That,
so that's kind of like my thing. I don't think I'm absorbing anything intelligent off of that information that's going to my brain, but it's relaxing to say the least. It just helps me shut off the thoughts that otherwise are just going.
yeah,
So
something to drown out the demons. I understand that one all too well. Desi was really big into the sponge squeezing videos. I don't know if you ever had a chance to see any of those. They drown a sponge in soap and wring them out in warm
okay.
water.
And
I
that's just all there is to it. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know if that would be my cup of tea. I don't know if that would be my noise that I would be going after, but I mean, I get why people do that.
that was kind of
That's
what I
cool.
told her too. Is I can't claim to understand it, but I am absolutely not going to knock it because just because this doesn't do it for me, something else does. You know,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
understand it, and if it doesn't align, no problem.
Mhm.
But she'll find someone and she'll be like, "Hey, I like this person's videos. You're a technology person. Can you go download them so I don't have to be on Instagram scrolling through everything?" So for quite a while, I would sleep, and neither of us are headphone people either, as kind of a general rule. I would sleep with my phone under my head, waiting for the impending house fire from the battery exploding, with Michael Stevens yapping in my ear, and she would sleep with the phone under her head, listening to the manual dishwasher run. It was a sight.
That's
It
funny.
was not a sound because both of us have the volume almost all the way down because if your ear's right on it, it was a
Right.
sight.
Yeah. I believe it. Everybody's got their thing though.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then
Um
I love her absolutely to death, but then she turned into one of those murder mystery podcast people.
Oh no, girl, get back. Let me give you the rope, like pull you out of there. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I definitely know enough women who are into that. And I get it. Like I understand like why people find that all fascinating. And as a woman, you kind of want to know like, okay, self-preservation tip.
Right.
Like it's not
Yeah. For
necessarily
for
about all
safety
women.
reasons too.
Yeah, it's not always like, oh, women are here to murder. Like no, it's quite the opposite, I think, in most cases for a lot of people listening. But it's less how could I do the murder, it's more how could I escape the murder. But yeah. Um yeah, I've never really I'm admittedly I'm not a big podcast person, which
Yeah.
is ironic to say here on the podcast, but
Well,
I have like two that I listen to with some amount of frequency, and that's it.
I'm with you. I run one, and occasionally I listen to one other one, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
I'm
just wanted to slap a name on hanging out with my friends and bullshitting for an hour or two every week, you know?
yeah. No, it's fun. I mean, that's why I was like, "Wait, I have no plans. Like, this is
Yeah.
perfect. We should do that. Let's just hang out."
It really
Uh,
does take a certain type of podcast. The closest I get to the murder mystery stuff, and this is definitely my privilege shining through. Yes, I know. I love the smooth voice people talking about internet mysteries. Here's
yeah.
an abandoned video game where it's a multiplayer world and a cult took up residence there. Yeah, tell me about that. Tell me about the Reddit post about the weird broadcast intrusion on Portland radio.
Yeah.
Tell me about the mythology behind this fake video game, Pets Cop. You know, I want to know all the history of the analog horror. I want someone to analyze an entire series of fake VHS horror broadcasts and tell me the underlying story behind them with that voice that makes it feel like your ears are being massaged with velvet gloves.
Yeah.
That
No,
I
I
like.
mean, that's kind of fun. Like, that would be kinda sick, and I don't know anybody that does that, but, like, that would be cool. I, not quite the same concept at all, but it kinda reminded me of, I can't remember their name, but they basically do, like, little mini YouTube documentaries on the history of, like, I don't know. There was one on like Mario Paint like a few years ago and just like the community around it. And I know like you're
Yeah.
really a long time member of that community. Um it's something like the name of the organization that puts on these little docu series are it's like video game history or something like that. It's
Yeah,
something
yeah,
almost
yeah, yeah,
generic
yeah.
sounding, but they do these videos on all different topics and they span, across usually my favorites tend to be of the ones that I kinda grew up with, or, like, I know they did one on Mavis Beacon at some point, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's sick. That's how I learned to type."
Yep.
Like
Yep.
and also, "What? She's not a real woman?" Gasp. Yeah.
What?
So
She's
but, I
every
mean
woman. No, wait, that
yes,
was
she
Shaka
is.
Khan.
That's also Shaka Khan. "Oh, maybe she was the model."
I could get with that. I would like that. I love Shaka Khan. Okay,
She's so
sorry,
fantastic.
total derailment here. Since
No,
she
that's
was
fine.
mentioned, have you seen her appearance on NPR Tiny Desk? If you haven't, go look
No.
it up. She has, first of all, she's always been amazing. She has aged like a fine wine. She's gorgeous. Her voice is still everything that it was. It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
That's awesome.
Tiny
Yeah,
Desk is so great, man.
oh, yeah. Tiny Desk concerts are I feel like they have become more and more popular since like sure they definitely feature some of the tinier indie artists and as they should, and sometimes that's kind of how they rise a little bit to
Yeah.
fame and even are like less obscure, but like then there's Sabrina Carpenter did one like within the last year and hers is pretty good too, like it's really cute. Yeah, I found this though, so I'll have to definitely take a listen to it later. I'm sure
I think
she's
you'll.
fantastic.
I hope you'll enjoy it. I absolutely loved
Yeah.
it. I still
I
have
only
to
know, like, a
say,
couple of her songs,
yeah,
but she's phenomenal.
my all-time favorite of all the Tiny Desk is Weezer, and
Ooh.
it's great because Rivers Cuomo, you can tell he's 50 something now, but he
Yeah.
does still look like an awkward 15-year-old.
Oh my god,
He
really?
cannot shake that. He is a 15-year-old awkward adolescent, you know?
Good for this
He's
guy.
going to be a septuagenarian awkward teenager. It's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm looking at the thumbnail right now, and some of it's I mean, it's like the haircut, the glasses, but also he just He's got that look.
He looks
Yeah.
worried. He looks like he knows you're going to knock his books out of his hand. The man's worth
Yeah.
millions and millions of dollars, and he still looks like he'd move to the other side of the hallway if the football player was coming through. You know, right?
Right.
It's
Oh my gosh. How do you do, fellow teenagers? Yeah.
I also like the fact that he's willing to own that the feelings he tried to capture in some of his earlier songs have not aged well.
Sure.
There's some of that where it's like, okay, the world has moved on past this. And I don't just
Mhm.
mean, the song "The World Has Turned and Left Me Here." But in general, he'll own that and say, okay, I was a different person when I wrote this, but y'all still want to hear it, so I guess I'll play it.
Right.
I think the biggest example of that is Across the Sea, where he describes his complicated feelings from getting a letter from an underage fan from Japan. And
Ooh.
you can see how that would get awkward in a big hurry.
Yep.
Yeah.
No bueno.
The song is so musically, technically good, and the lyrics. I mean, I play it on my stream, and every time I go through it, I'm singing it, and I can feel myself kind of shrink and cringe. But it's still so good.
I don't think I've heard that one, or if I have it, it's not registering for me by name, but like, is it one of those where like, if you know what's being referenced, then it's like bad, or like, could it get away with the ambiguity of whatever the lyrics are throwing out there?
It's
Not that
pretty
makes it better.
it's pretty direct in his state of mind.
Okay.
It doesn't infer that any inappropriate action is taking place. It's more
Yeah.
him calling himself out and saying, I shouldn't be having these thoughts.
Sure.
So I mean,
okay.
he's even catching himself and calling himself on it up front, which is good.
Right.
But they're
Interesting.
there and out spoken out loud. So
Right. Hey, Beastie, how's it going?
Easty, what's going on?
Nice to see you.
But yeah,
Um.
Weezer
Yeah.
had a lot of those moments, and they take ownership of them. And if
Which is
their
good. It's healthy.
if their whole approach in the first place was to capture that adolescent awkwardness in a way that I really don't want to use the word representation here because I don't want to weaken it, but it gave people that felt disaffected something to connect to.
Yeah.
And
No,
it was needed for the time that it happened.
right. I don't even think that's the wrong use of the word. That's absolutely valid. And I think obviously that word and just the idea of representation is very much spun away from cis white men because there's been now so much representation in
Oh,
media.
overly so,
But
yeah.
but if you had none, then you'd have the same problem. So it's like it's one of those things. It's not that it's not needed at all. Like even today, I think a healthy role model of what that can look like is so needed for growing young boys. Like I look at my nephew and it's like, well, my nephew is a shining example of what I would want if I had a kid, right?
Yeah.
Like that he is fantastic. He's so caring and kind and considerate of others. He really puts a lot of thought into his actions before he just does a thing. I mean, he's not perfect. He's a kid. He's going to maybe, do the dumb thing once in a while too, but it's just like, okay, well, yeah, I mean they need representation too, but also that doesn't mean that so many other communities and groups of people don't need that. Like we
Right.
all need that. It's so important no matter who you are. And especially when kids are young, that's just it's such an impactful time, right? To see yourself in what you're watching, to see yourself reflected back. So
Yeah.
like I'm glad that you had that. I don't think it's a bad thing, right? Um but yeah, it's such a fascinating topic within and of itself. And I feel like growing up, at least in the 90s, like I somewhat had that representation, as like just a girl that liked to game and liked anime, and I had it really the most in Sailor Moon because you could see like, oh my gosh, women are kicking ass. Like,
Right.
and there's a
Right.
story here, there's a narrative. Yes, there's a lot of villain of the day, but eventually you get so far in the story arc and like stuff's happening. Like it's it's amazing. It is not Scooby Doo, or it's not, just some meaningless like, okay, it resets every episode, whatever. I mean, yeah, there was something there. And so I think that's why, like, still 30 years later, I'm just still like favorite of all time, but other than that, it's like I think about characters that I really like loved and just sort of attached myself to, and it was very like uh, male and or like white leaning characters, and stuff like, I mean, a bit of Mario, although I wasn't like I love Mario. It was more like the platforming I loved. Any of the animal protagonists that I loved either like didn't have a voice, like Donkey Kong Country series, like they're just right? Like I don't know. I'm not going to dissect that too much either, cuz it is mostly just a platformer and they are mostly just monkeys, but like
They're avatars. They're not characters.
right.
They're just, here is the object you pilot through the game. We
That's
dress this one like a
truly
monkey.
That's truly it, and the only game that there's really any dialogue is in DKC3, and that's a weird game, let me tell you. Like, it's just really weird.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Like, you look at, like, Star Fox, oh my god, I used to just, like, want to be Fox, like, Fox was so cool. But again, like, that's you got your male protagonist, so you would see a lot of, like, not yourself reflected in the media that you loved, and it really didn't stop me from loving those things, but, like, I like to imagine like, okay, I was, I don't know, really encouraged to do good and help people because of a show like Sailor Moon. That's not a joke. That's not a lie. Like that definitely set me on a path where I was like, yeah, I don't have superpowers, but this is the real world impact I can have. I can help people. Like that's what they're doing,
Yeah.
And so like that definitely translated in my young brain. Um but I don't know, I like to imagine if there was a world where you saw more representation, not just for boys, girls, just, everybody, more groups of people back then. It'd be interesting to know what the world would look like today.
It is.
Anyway, sorry, that's my philosophical rant for the day.
No, no, nothing to be sorry about. And I'm glad we're kind of in there's no kind of. I'm glad we are in alignment on that. I don't need to
Yeah,
soften that statement. I am
yeah.
glad to know there's another person who understands the importance of these things.
Oh my gosh, yeah. No, like stories are really like at some of the heart of what I do, right? And you know that by trade and stuff, which I won't really get into here on stream. But there's even stories in the songs that I sing, right? Like
Right.
it impacts so much, and like it always makes me sad when I do get into conversations with people who completely disregard that kind of stuff, who completely go, "No, it doesn't matter." And it's like, What?" I mean, like but but storytelling is at the heart of human beings and what makes us humans, and kind of by default, by proxy, that representation in the stories, I think should matter. It's kind of part of it. So it's always very interesting,
We,
to get into that topic.
as a species, we are vessels that carry wisdom across time.
Mhm.
As beings, that's what we are. And the stories are the way we do that. We found all kinds of new ways to tell them. We found all kinds of documented ways to measure them and show their accuracy. But when you get right down to the heart of it, that is what we are as a species. We carry wisdom, knowledge, information across time. You
Right.
accumulate it and you share it and you just bring it forward into the future. And that's how so
I
much of it
absolutely
moves.
love that. Could I get that stamped onto a leather bookmark, please?
Yes, absolutely. I'll get the bootleg T-shirt machine fired up for you.
I would wear it. I'm not lying.
I
Stamp
will
it
I
on
will
there
give you the
in
hookup.
like in cool like that silvery what am I looking for? Kind of that color changing effect, that
Yeah, the
duochrome,
the, the
like put it in
holochrome
that.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the holographic. That was the word, yeah. Oh, good. JC Swish, I'm glad we're not putting you to sleep because you've been such a sweet chatter. Even
Given all the
BC's
conversations I've had with JC before, he should know better than to expect intelligent conversation from me. So I hope your back doesn't hurt from carrying me through this.
I mean, hey, we can all have a silly conversation all the same, and that's okay.
Good. Good.
Doesn't
That
make
is a
us
big relief.
yeah, see, shut it, Jay. Yeah, it doesn't make us stupid for it. uh, but yes. Let's see. I'm trying to think about kind of thinking about saying now and other developments. I don't really have too many other developments going on right now, but I'm back on my stream schedule, not to like overly promote myself, but
Oh, please.
back
Please do. Please do.
we're, we're back this every Thursday night for the foreseeable future. I mean, there may be some breaks, there may be some oops, Thursday is not possible this week. We're shifting to Wednesday or Tuesday or something like that. But for the most part, yeah, I feel really good about Thursdays again. The last two streams have been really great. And yeah, also thanks for being there, Jay. And thank you for moderating last night after we got the massive raid from the Space Vixen. She likes to do that a couple times a year, and she's so sweet. Like she does not need to do that, and it's so flattering that she remembers little old me. And I just hope to see her again at some point and hang out. Like
Yeah.
she's oh god. Speaking of intelligent conversation, so wickedly smart. Like if you haven't followed her on Instagram, especially like or TikTok or whatever, she reposts all of her like science-based reels because she studies rocket science, like
Yeah.
so insanely smart. But she just likes the science behind, I mean, anything she can kind of get her hands on it. And I like learned so much from her little reels and stuff. And she manages to keep them bite-sized enough to like hold your interest, and they're not like yeah, not too insane for the everyday layman. But so cool, and she's just such a neat, sweet individual. So yeah, go check out the Space Vixen.
Yeah. Ooh, I
That
can
is
actually.
her.
Yeah.
Actually, she might go by her name on
Well,
Instagram.
I'm pretty sure that if I give a shout out here, it'll connect the thing to the other thing to the other thing, and you can follow links to get there.
Yes.
So I'll throw a shout out in chat there. Yes, please go follow, go give some attention and love to one of our favorite people.
Yeah, no, she's so sweet. And I know her from Kaizo Coliseum, and yeah, I got to see her again last summer, and Kaizo hasn't happened again yet.
Yet.
So crossing my fingers on that one for everybody's sake, but we'll see. So yeah, I have no news to share on that front, unfortunately. But yeah,
It seems to be everyone that has no news right now. We'll see what
yeah,
happens as it happens.
pretty much, yeah.
I'll keep badgering my friends until one of them leaks something. So
Yeah. Well, I'll leak a little bit of something. And it's just that it we have nothing secured right now, but Jackson Parodi and I, great friend of both of us, and we're kind of just starting to get our feet wet with actual applications to play like live shows at conventions. So
oh
I'm so
man,
excited.
oh man,
I mean, we're really just in the very beginning phases and getting organized, and I really love like making systems for things and making little, making sense of all of that kind of stuff. So I put together a file for us just so it's all kind of easy to follow. We've got information of these different conventions that we're interested in, and we kind of know like where we're at in the application phase for any given thing, and we've got calendars. So like I I put that together last week. I had a lot of fun doing it too. It was work. I mean, a lot of it's just sort of upfront, kind of again putting it together, assembling it.
yeah,
But then as we go through the years, it's like, okay, well, we know what we're about. We kind of know what time they happen. We're getting a feel for like when to apply to things. So um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, the steps are there, and now it's just really time to keep our eyes peeled on more information from some of these that happen not even this year. Like there's really only one this year that like maybe we'll do if we get it. We'll see. But I'm really excited, and we played at GDQ together for the first time as just like a little live in-person performance that was not strictly exclusive to a charity thing or something like that, and we just had the most fun time. Like all of our buddies came out, and there were probably like 30 or so of us in a room together. Like people were kind of shouting out requests as they thought of them, or we were just doing stuff that we liked sometimes too. But
I am
yeah, it was
so
just so much
mad.
fun.
I am so mad.
I
I
know,
couldn't
because they
make it
did
to
invite
GDQ
you.
because everything got messed up, and that's as much my fault as anyone else's, but I'm still really frustrated about it. And it's even
Yeah.
more frustrating because that was something that happened at the event that was never part of the broadcast. So I couldn't even sit here at home. So I've decided I am going to sell the dog. Are you still back there? I'm going to sell the dog for enough money to get a beat up van, and I'm just gonna follow you guys around like the Grateful Dead, and then I'm just gonna live in my van and drive from convention to convention, and there we go, perfect plan. That's what I need
You're
to
gonna
do.
you're gonna set up shop and remote work for the rest of your life. You're gonna just have Wi-Fi from the van, from the
Mm,
satellite dish.
Well, I'll remote. I don't know if I'll work, but I'll remote.
Oh, okay. I mean, pop off, King. Like, do whatever you want. I like to imagine you'll pick up part of the Genpo on the way.
Oh, of
Just,
course. You
perpetual Genpo meetup.
just kind of switch them from one location to another. Yeah, I could do that. I could do
Oh my gosh. But yeah, thank you, JC Swish. That's very sweet.
that.
Um, yeah, so we'll see where it goes. People, if you're in Jay's Discord, I have a little Amaya Sings official, unofficial fan club channel because I don't really want to go through the effort of putting on my own Discord. So thank you for letting me rent out my
But
space,
of course, you
which
you
is
as a human being are a foundational part of my community. So, of
and vice
course, we're
versa.
gonna
Yeah,
we're
it
we're
goes
gonna
both
shout
ways.
you out everywhere we can from the rooftops. I want
Yeah.
to share this beautiful human being that I am blessed to know with the
Aw.
whole world because you are fantastic. I hope you know that.
Right back at you. I know I always say it, but Jay beats me to the punchline and he's like, my eyes are sweating, you guys.
I'm
The
lucky.
sweetest human.
In the events I've been able to do in the communities I have encountered the most amazing people, and I must really have the luck of the devil because I've never really run into anyone who is like just an out and out jerk.
Yeah.
Maybe I somehow repel them. I don't know, but like I'm
Humans
lucky.
be gone.
Yeah, I run into cool people, and I
Yeah.
keep the ones that are willing to stick around.
Yeah. It's yeah, that's absolutely the truth of it. It's crazy and it always feels like it's kind of I guess it's kind of like going to a convention where you find so many like-minded people and that can be both a really great thing. It can sometimes be to the group's detriment. It kind of depends, but for the most part, it's a really really good time. And people just kind of vibe and people they just can be themselves. I think that's the biggest thing at the end of the day. You feel like you can be yourself, and that unfortunately is rare for a lot of people to just kind of still maybe like at Zeldathon, you're still doing a job. You're still absolutely volunteering a lot of your time and your hard work, but you also just get to be like a silly goober behind
Yeah,
the scenes or like even on camera because that's kind of what it calls for sometimes. And so it's yeah, it is kind of a unique little thing, and it's it took me a long time before I got the pleasure of joining in on the fun too, and it's like, wow, where have these things been?
right. So many times in your life, you hear people say, "Find your tribe." You'll know you've made it. You know you're doing the right thing when you find your tribe, and it sounds
Yeah,
like such a trite throwaway line every
I
time
know.
you hear it, and then you do.
And then you do. Yeah.
But you never know when that's going to happen. You can't predict. You can't give a good estimate. When is it going to happen? In the future. That's the best
Yeah.
I got for you. It took until I was on the upper side of 40 before I really got the right community of people. But it made every moment that I was looking for that worthwhile.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And I think it's something that even if you kind of find some of that earlier in your life, which I was really fortunate enough
Right.
to have found like my best friend in college. And, I still have the privilege of calling her that today. She's excuse me, she's the really the middle sister between my sister and I because our ages work perfectly in that way. And then they're friends too, which just makes me happy. And yeah, it's wonderful. But I think the older you get, the more you have that perspective too of like, oh my gosh, this is really rare and
Yeah.
wonderful. And you kind of have to hold on to that, right? So, you know, even if you've done those things young, you have to have a little bit of the wisdom to know when to push through the hard times, and that can absolutely be worth it as opposed to cutting somebody out. I mean, there are times to cut people out, but there are times to, you know, problem solve too. And, you know, yep, just a fun little life lesson, right? But
Speaking of the
yeah.
amazing people we find along the way, I'm not trying to embarrass or call you out or anything, but we are joined by one of the people I have picked up along the way. I can do
Oh,
this. It's three E's and two X's, right? Yeah. Indy, welcome.
hello, Indy.
One of my dearest and most beloved friends that I have met recently and just absolutely glommed onto with my whole
Oh.
heart, and her puppy. I keep getting pictures of the puppy. The name comes from the puppy. I'm trying not to dox anybody here, but okay.
Well, I just gave them a follow because now, you know, a friend of yours is a friend of mine, right?
Oh, she's such a sweetheart, and she's into independent development. You know, the smaller studio games, things like that. Especially like the casual horror stuff, puzzle stuff, where the psychological aspect's a big part of the gameplay, and the reflexes don't have to be there. Because I'm an old person, I'm bad at video games, so I go to her
Sometimes
channel
me
to see
too.
what I should play to have a good experience that I don't have to do over and over because I fell off the damn platform again.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Indy. So sweet. I didn't do anything.
We love you too, a whole great big bunches. I hope you're doing well
Oh
today.
yeah. Also, welcome back, Red.
Welcome
I hope
back,
uh
Red.
I hope you're not at work, and if you are, I hope it's a good day. I know poor Red, like she was like I think on my stream for just like 2 seconds last night and then probably had to peace out. What's a penguin? What's an iceberg? Oh no.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
Of course, yeah, yeah, no, I know it is like yeah, you kind of tend to work the kind of evening time shifts most of the time. So,
Hi,
well, hang
buddy.
in there. You're doing great. I know it. Yeah, Red and I work a lot with people. We are very people facing jobs. So sometimes we share little stories behind the scenes and it can be tough sometimes, but she's doing great.
That's why I love my computers. I don't have to see people very much at all. It's so nice. Just hide me in a desk behind a wall on the other side of the building, out back by the dumpster in storage sub basement B. I'm fine.
It comes with its pros and cons, right? I mean, you never know who you're gonna meet, but
That
also
is
you
true.
never know who you're gonna meet. So
Boy, howdy, ain't that the truth?
yeah. Tough being on Mars. Oh yeah. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it is. But that's okay. We carry on.
We
Oh
manage.
goodness.
One way or another, we manage.
Yeah. But let's see. In other news, I think that I'm gonna get my butt off the couch tomorrow because I have been planting it right in front of Pokemon the last 2 days. It's been really great. But no, I have everything I need, and I've been sitting on a cover that I want to record for like 2 years. And it's it's tough because like as you can see, I'm in a pretty big space, right? This room right here it's basically my office and it's great and I'm so privileged to call it that, but it's very bad for recording because you will get a lot of kind of white noise just by default. I mean,
Yeah.
I suppose if I had something to maybe like shield the microphone with, then maybe, but I've just never quite found the thing that actually works in the way it's intended to for not $1 million. So, so it just basically requires me either one, moving my mic upstairs and just using my own tools to record with, which is fine. It's a little obnoxious, but it can be done. Or two, because Fontography's got his own stuff going on tomorrow. I just get to steal his office room that has a door, and he has the same mic as me. Didn't want to give it up, which is whatever. It's fine. He does enter a lot of conference calls for work and things, but yeah, I can just shut the door. Everything basically records to the NAS in the basement, which is so nice. He set that up. So I can just basically do all that there, not have to move anything physically, and then pop back on my computer to mix it all. So, I mean, the mix is probably not going to get done in one day, but I think I can one shot most, if not all, of my vocal takes that I'm going to need for this. And my hint is the song that I want to record is the original K pop Demon Hunter trio of girls. Okay. It comes from them. It comes from them about 20 years ago. So if that gives you a clue as to what game that's coming from. Literally, there was a scene in the movie though, and I was like, "Oh my god, no! This is basically what happens in the game." Oh my, yeah. So yeah, if that gives you any clue, and if you know any of my favorite video game JRPG girly characters, then you might kind of have an idea of what I might be recording. So
I
yeah,
have
I
a
might actually
guess.
have I might have a YouTube drop this year, you guys.
Hot diggity.
Yeah.
Well, if you're gonna do one, then I gotta do one.
I
Maybe
mean,
I'll
no pressure. Go at
finally
your own
record
pace.
one of
It's
the
okay.
things I've been threatening to record. I have been playing with the Alessa, the electric saxophone I picked up from our good
Ooh.
friend Stephen Morris's company that he works at.
Oh my gosh.
I made a joke once. He's been working with Tahorn for a while, and I made a joke. The electric sax, the Alessa, looked really cool. I was like, I want one. You get a friends and family discount? And he's like, yeah, that would be cool. And then he direct messages me, and he's like, actually, yeah, if you're serious.
Yeah,
So,
that's awesome.
so I did end up getting one, and I've been playing it. And did you know that the fingering for a saxophone is complicated?
I know that it's basically a vertical flute. So boop, but then boop. Yeah,
Hey, guess
something
what
like
I
that.
learned today? The fingering for a flute is complicated.
Yeah, it's a little weird. It's a little hecky. But it's fun. I've never tried saxophone before. So no, don't move your head. No, what are you doing?
That's not sustainable, buddy. You can't march with that.
Well, and I guess professional flute players they get really serious like shoulder problems over time, which I didn't think about until I was talking to some of my more professional music friends that go and they gig and they do all that for a living. And I was like, oh, I never thought about that. I guess it's okay that I switched to singing over time.
Yeah.
I like playing my flute every once in a while, but yeah, I don't think I would want that problem. Instead of tennis elbow, here comes flute shoulder.
Port.
But anyway, welcome back, Fuzzy. I'm sorry. We saw you down there. I didn't mean
Yeah,
to neglect you and your Easter bunny
I did. I'm mean.
in Easter time.
It's
It
okay.
is. It is. It is Easter daylight. Yeah.
Yes.
I can't wait to watch the VOD and hear what you talked about.
As far as physical exertion and musicians, though, you know who's got it worst? Specifically, not just an instrument, but as a human being, it's Doug Perry. It is Drum Ultima. Because I have never seen a
Specifically him.
musician move as much as him.
I mean, he's got a lot of marimbas and xylophones, so
Yeah.
there is that. He's great.
He's wonderful. He's a sweetheart, too. He's funny. I like Doug. He's
Oh, yeah.
funny.
I barely missed him this year at Zeldathon because
Yeah.
my plane came in so late that I was like, "Oh, I'll see Doug like in the middle of the concert and then right after and then he'll probably have to go, but that's okay. Like I'll see Doug." No. No, because what should have been, okay, I'll get there by like 9:30, 10 p.m. Got there at like 1:30 a.m.
Turned into a
So,
whole thing, as the kids say nowadays. I
yeah,
presume. I don't know.
it
I
was a
haven't seen a kid in
situation.
30 years.
Yeah. What do they look like again?
They got that skibidi toilet riz now, so
You know, that's the thing. As soon as the adults know what the lingo is, it's not the lingo anymore. The
good.
meta's moved on.
Good.
So,
Good because I'm tired of Ohio being a meme.
oh my god, that was actually Vontography's very weird, silly thing that he kept wanting to do after because we went to Japan for 2 weeks, and if you know how to say good morning in Japanese, it's Ohio or Ohio gozaimasu, and he wanted to go Ohio
What?
skibbity riz.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, no one will know what the hell you're talking about. I'm so glad you never let that slip because please. Uh
How very Sigma of him.
how yes,
Gamma?
how
Delta?
very
Beta? How very Epsilon of him. I don't know. I'm making it up as I go along.
oh my gosh.
Child.
How very Giga Chad of him.
Child, I
There's
fed you
another one.
last week. You can't possibly be hungry again. You had a whole
But
bowl of
he
food like 7
could.
days ago.
He could be hungry though.
Yes, I know. We'll
He
get you a
wants
hot dog in a
dessert.
little bit. We're going to go get him a
Look
hot
at
dog
that.
in a little bit here. I think he wants a hot dog.
So spoiled. That's why he's hungry. He knows.
Yeah, he knows.
He's like, I want that hot dog right now.
All right. Okay, we're going to trade off one more time. I'm going to make you cover for me, Fussy, while I take the dog out and get him a hot dog. I will be right back with you, though. Back in just
No
a
worries.
moment.
Okay, I got an idea.
Yes.
The Perpetual Stone Soup Podcast. Just 24 hours a day, hot seat for a couple hours, so you're like a radio show. You just have a rotating cast of people just coming in there, and you overlap them in stages, so there's like some overlap, and you just like come on for a while. Like I start 2 hours, but it overlaps an hour with yours, and then we just like like an ER shift. You just overlap and run just perpetually. Just have somebody on there.
It's fine. Yeah. And then it is just truly 24 hours. I wonder how long something like that could function though before somebody was like, I can't. Oh my god, no one can. But that would be fun.
You know, if it wasn't for the 48-hour Twitch encoder limit, you could probably do it for
True.
a long time.
Right. Oh yeah. No, you probably could. And even with that, you just restart the stream. But
Yeah.
yeah. That'd be an interesting social experiment of sorts. And then you could just like pull topics out of hat. So even if like there were hosts that didn't really know each other, it's like, all right, what's the wheel of fate say today? And you just like spin the digital wheel of topics.
It'd be great for like a marathon, like a charity marathon. Just keep it going. It's basically what those like the old charity, the Jerry Lewis telethons just going on, and they're just talking about stuff forever, and they're just rotating people in and out, or
They're just going.
QVC without the sales pitch, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just going. It's like I suppose it's Desert Bus without the bus. Maybe with the bus, but just without the charity. We're not
Have the
pushing
bus
a charity
anyways.
here. Yeah. I mean, why not? Bus is fine. That's funny.
We discussed doing that one time, is having another Twitch account like on another computer with like video game footage, and just had it join the call, so there'd be a third block like that, like on the bottom where I'm at right now. Just join it, so it's just have arbitrary, desert bus or desert runner or brain rot video as a third person on the call, just because.
Cause why not?
Yeah.
I love it. In the meantime, chat is trying to spam childhood slang. Give me some skin. Hard pass, pun intended. Okay, they've already moved on. I just thought that was funny that we're trying to we're trying to bring it back to the 80s, 90s.
Shift. Verklempt. I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna nostalgia bomb you. You
Okay.
ready?
I'm
You
ready.
ready?
I think so.
10, 10, 3, 2, 1.
I don't know that one. I'm
Oh,
sorry, I might be too young.
we found the divide. No. Perfect. I think you were just on the edge of that dividing line of age.
Okay.
That's perfect.
Okay. I don't know. What does it mean?
Okay, so before phones were everywhere and long distance was, we didn't have satellites, so long distance was actually expensive. There
Yeah, I
was
remember that. Yeah.
there was services you would call, sort of like a collect call, but you would call them
Oh,
and then they would call your thing, and that's how they would like route you, because they owned the big massive trunk lines. So you would call them and they would call through for like pennies on the dollar. But there was all these competing ones on
yeah.
commercials. One was with John Lithgow, and one was
Okay.
with like Candace Bergen, Murphy Brown. There was a bunch of big name actors. So all these like, and they were all 10 10 some, is there 10 something, because it was like some internal prefix code that they could buy. And it
Yeah,
was just
yeah.
like,
It wasn't a number, but right. Yeah.
no, it was, but it was like a service. It wasn't a phone number. It was like an
Right.
internal routing thing, but it was like weird. It's like nobody questioned it either. It's like, how does that work? That's not a phone number. It's like, dude, there's so much crazy stuff with how phone numbers work.
Yeah.
Like how they actually work and how like trunk lines work. That's actually another dividing line. The people just barely older than like mine and Jay's age
Mhm.
might remember how before the standard 7-digit like with area code and phone numbers work, it was a
Yeah.
wild different system.
Oh, really?
Like if you've ever heard the commercials for like with like letters like Garfield 1 2 3 2 3,
Oh, yeah. But
right? So what
yeah.
that was is there was, you dialed a 2-letter prefix. It's kind of like how the three thing, and then the stuff after it was the actual phone number. They
Yep.
had to expand that from 2 to 3, which is how we got what we did. But the way, because remembering 2 numbers at the beginning was too complex for people, they associated with the numbers from the dial pad. So that
Okay.
Garfield was, the prefix was GA. So whatever the G and the A was, the first 2 numbers and then your other number. Before
Okay.
people were like, I can just remember 7 digits. It was like 2 digits and then 4 digits. And that's what they'd always associate with a word and then the number, which is why
Right.
before, like when they ever had the fake numbers in movies and stuff, it was like, you're like 555 and you immediately know what that is. There was another one that was the fake prefix. So if you heard it, like, okay, yeah, it's basically them saying dial 555. And it's like, oh, and you hear that now, you don't even think of it. It's a wild different phone number system. And it was a whole big changeover, but it happened right before we were born.
That's
So
so
like my
interesting.
age never heard any of this and only just
No.
knows phone numbers how they are. And
Right.
even kids now, they don't even know like the concept of area codes meant like this was a whole different region and that meant something. You could tell where somebody was. And now it's like you could live anywhere and keep the same phone number because they got portable. It's like your area code meant where you were.
Right, right. I mean, it's still important to reach the exact number, but it's just
It
it
might as well
doesn't
just be one long string. Doesn't matter.
You
right. It
used to
might
not
have
be able to
been
call
yeah.
people that had certain numbers at the beginning of their phone number because it cost too many monies.
We were talking
Yep.
about that.
Yep.
Right, right, right. I didn't so yeah, I did not know about the 10-10-3-2-1 thing
It was
because
a
that
big
just
commercial.
was
Yep.
not yeah. I mean, I do remember like nights and weekends are free, like on landlines and
It
stuff. And then it
right.
transferred
That
to
was like the
cell.
next evolution. Yeah, that was like right up that ramp before phones. Just like, yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. It costs like nothing.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. But I still remember some long distance calls being kind of a thing when I was in high school.
Yeah.
But
If you left the
yeah,
country, like for a
yeah,
long time, going across international borders was still an actual long distance call because that was like oversea, undersea cables was still expensive and before like satellites became a thing.
yeah,
But
yeah,
it for a long time it's like, oh, area codes don't really matter. As long as you stay in the same country, you're like, it's all basically the same.
yeah, yeah.
Well, they got
Um,
wires that run everywhere now. And everyone has 5G from, getting the shot or whatever.
oh my gosh. This is gonna get back into like weird territory, but have you guys ever seen Serial Experiments Lane?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Speaking
Yes.
speaking of the wires, hell yeah. Oh, so good. I mean, I know you guys know, like, I sing the themes
Yeah.
from the
Mhm.
show, yeah, on the stream,
No,
but like, yeah.
we are of the age and generation and nerddom to have watched Lane a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like a child when that came out, and I had no awareness of it when I was a kid, but I went back and I watched it like probably 7-ish years ago, 8 years ago. So it's been a while now. But yeah, it just, I mean, at least watching it as an adult, I could kind of make sense of some stuff going on, but it's it's a thinker. Yeah. And it's
I
still
think
relevant. Like, it's crazy.
yeah, it's really weird when you hit shows like that. They're like, oh yeah, it's weird and in the future, and like you don't think about it, and then you watch it later and you're like, this is scaring me how frightening this was that there's no way they could have predicted any of this chaos or the technology or you
Yep.
know any some there was a whole like video drama documentary, like one of those like here's a 3-hour YouTube video because I decided to write an essay
Yeah.
and then
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
read it and record. But it was like all the stuff from the early bad sci-fi, like the early like original Star Trek and bad like the old sci-fi and how much stuff they just made up because like I don't know, you could made it up. It was the future, and then it's like, oh, we have some of that stuff now. That's just a thing, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, that's how the future just happens. Is things just appear over? It's not like one day it's in the future and everything's touchscreen and we're all in spandex. It's like they're all touchscreens now. Where's my spandex?
But also, where are my Jetsons, like, flying vehicles? Where is my chromatic
They have that.
spacesuit?
The company's called Zipline. You could have a hoagie delivered wherever you want.
Really?
Yeah, they started off in like Kenya to deliver medicine like far away, and then now they're doing in the cities where you can literally just like go to it's like a reverse post office. You go to the place, you give them their package, and then a drone comes by and lowers a pod and drops it off, or they can pick stuff up too. They said like one of the people like imagine if you
That's
forgot
crazy.
to send your kid their lunch. Rather than you drive to the school, you go to the nearest Zipline pickup place and give it to them, and they will deliver it to the school wherever it's at.
That's
That
that's
can't
insane.
possibly go
Okay.
wrong.
All right. I didn't know. I guess I'm living
Yep.
in the Stone Age with the Flintstones.
Yeah, no, we have drones now. We don't need the problem with jetpacks was the people are on there.
Yeah,
If
the
you
people
eliminate
are
the people, we have the technology to do all that. And actually, we have jetpacks now too, like
Well, we do.
like
Yeah.
not even the water, like full
Oh.
set jet. Like they're thousands of dollars, but like, oh yeah, you could just do it.
You could just do it. Yeah. That doesn't shock me as much as the fact that we have these zip
Drone
line
delivery
hoagie
for real?
things. Yeah. Crazy. I mean, it makes sense. This is where
And
things
they're
were
wildly
naturally
successful
going.
too. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, I bet they are. That's wild though.
You know, the
Yeah.
big
But I
prevailing theory.
want the car for me. I want to drive above the traffic.
The big prevailing theory is that the Flintstones were the poor people on the ground underneath the Jetsons, but they happened at the same time.
No, it looped back
I know.
around. All the civilization fell apart and just reverted back to some like nanotech thing, just destroyed everything. Then they rebuilt, which is how they knew things like they were dinosaurs, but they knew about television and they knew
That's
about
true.
cars and all the stuff, which you wouldn't have if they were in the past because these things didn't get invented. But like they had modern concepts, just charge it, they had the concept of debt and credit cards, but they paid with rocks and shells. Like there was like, yeah, I know it's all show, but like that's why the whole like, oh, it just looped back around.
You remember what I
could've.
was saying about stories, like people existing just to pass knowledge over time? There we go. This is the logical end game of it all.
It's just coming full circle now. Yeah, here we are.
Oh no, what did I walk back into?
Oh no, it wasn't a bad thing at all. We were just talking about how like one of the most human traits is to tell stories, and like that it's one of the most basic human things that you can do, right?
Yeah.
And that was just something that we had ended a conversation on, and so now here we are. Here is You have two versions of like the same story, the Jetsons, the Flintstones. I
Yeah.
feel like both possibilities could exist. They're either simultaneous worlds, like what Jay's saying, or I could totally buy into what Fuzzy's saying too, where one led to another. Like it feels like the trajectory that we're on these days a little bit. So
Reverting the
yeah.
Stone Age? Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
disagree. Urgh.
Where's my dinosaur? You know, forget the forget the flying car. Where's my dino? Unfortunately, it might be coming soon because then they were trying to basically pull a Jurassic Park in the
I was,
last year on
I,
something.
I was so like when I heard the news, they're like they actually are trying to. I'm like, if
They're
only
like,
someone had written an entire series of books and movies about why this was a terrible idea.
and if only we could just simply remember it because, like, I don't know, my McDonald's specialty meal in Japan anyway was themed around the brand new movie that is coming out, or maybe it's out. I don't know.
Oh, it's out. Yeah.
If only we had a warning.
So another fun fact I know in my head for no good reason because I come across these things. I don't know why. The original concept of what the original Jurassic Park was based on, like them just like, oh, the fossilized DNA in the thing and extracting and then whatever. Yeah, they actually found out years later that like, oh, that totally would not have worked even remotely. It totally got like busted in the big like replication crisis stuff with all the science. So I was like, hey, what about all this stuff that we were trying to do? And it was around the time when they were trying to do that thing with that modern one. They're like, yeah, this doesn't actually work. The DNA would not have held up in the
Ah,
amber. So like all of Jurassic Park was just like not even remotely possible. Like all of it comes crumbling down.
okay.
It's like,
That
yeah,
makes
it's a
me feel
movie, but people always wondered like, oh, could you really do it? It's like, no, it
yeah.
wouldn't have worked. Good.
Yeah. And you know what? That I'm okay with that because
Yeah.
if it had worked, it certainly would not have stopped people from doing it. So I definitely believe there
We
would
would have
be.
had a Jurassic Park incident by
We
now.
would have. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
totally. Maybe not on the same scale, but like it would have happened.
What's
The birds
the
would get
meme that
replaced
floated
with like
around on
yeah.
Tumblr? It's like we're proud to announce at Science Corporation we have finally built the Torment Nexus from the famous science fiction story Don't Build the Torment Nexus. Tech bros never learn.
No.
Way before computers, even way before crypto, way before electricity, tech bros were still a thing, and tech bros
Oh yeah.
always gonna tech bro. Why? I can't say they because I'm part of the problem. Why we do this? Why are we so dedicated to cool new stuff that's going to destroy us all?
Because it
Because
is
nothing else
cool.
in life gives us joy.
It is
Well,
cool.
I'm
All of
sorry.
the above.
When you work as heavily as some of us do in tech, and you are just steeped in it constantly and it becomes your life, it is no longer fantastical, wonderful tech that like does stuff. It's just your boring everyday life,
Yeah.
you know? So you want something to give you more stimulus, more dopamine. So you keep going higher and bigger and higher. And then you end up a billionaire in space. Because what else are you going to do? What else is going to bring you
Yeah.
excitement and joy when you have,
You've got
you
everything
know,
else you know?
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. It's and it makes sense because that's kind of that is human nature for most people is to kind of want whatever that next step is. Not everybody's that way. You know, like there are people who are very content with what they do, same thing day in, day out, as long as they don't have somebody kind of disrupting that flow for them wherever they are at home, at their job, whatever. Like there
yeah.
are absolutely people who are just purely people of habit and I love that. And sometimes I feel like maybe we need a little bit more of those people in the mix, but like, but like I don't know. I feel like I'm somewhere in the middle of it all cuz like I'm certainly not competitive, right? So I would never be even if I was like physically so freaking fit and could do like gymnastics, flippy flips and stuff like I'm not really sure how motivated I would be to get to the next level, right? Like what's the next like I got to chase the next big like high, so to speak. Uh
There's always the question
no.
of, can I go bigger? For
Yeah.
some people, like, yeah, you did amazing. but can I go bigger? Can I go faster? Can I do it more efficient? Can I do? It's like, oh yeah, I just bought a 60-inch TV, but they got a 65.
Right, right, right. And so it happens on a small scale all the time too, right?
Yeah,
And I don't think that anybody is purely like black or white on the topic,
Right.
but it's just, it is like that weird itch that I think we all have to like it's the same thing with like I have to better myself, like whether it's my mental state of being or physicality or how I'm eating or it doesn't matter. It's just like that idea of like, oh, I must be better.
yeah.
I
And then
must
Tech
be a
Proud
better
Bros
to
just have,
singer.
say I finally
Yeah.
overcome that. I am
Yeah.
happy to wallow.
and then Tech Bros just have the resources to do
Whole new
whatever
levels of it.
next
Yeah.
bigger thing. You
Yeah.
get into golf, and then you get good golf, and then now you're doing like hover pack golf across the tops of skyscrapers.
Right.
Don't ask me why I know this exists.
But it does.
Yes,
Go elsewhere.
So if it doesn't burn up in the atmosphere, which I don't think it would even from that high, you better hope it's not crashing through your skull, I guess.
Guy.
Yeah,
Stop
what happens
drooling
if
on
they
me.
like
they set up golf. It's like a mini, like a single hole in case on a thing.
Oh,
And
okay.
you don't like, you're not hitting it between the buildings, but
Oh.
they go to each top of building, they put one hole in, then they ride hover packs to the top of the next building.
I see. In theory, they could be ringing it out, but like hopefully not. Like it's not set up that way now. I understand now, but
Yikes.
still insane. Like still absolutely crazy. Yeah, exactly. Not hitting it between the buildings yet.
Air currents, it wouldn't work.
You're an air current.
Mm. Jay's like, that's my next big thing. Actually, I'm gonna make it work.
No, that's gonna be our next game.
Yeah. Golf on the skyscrapers. Let's see. I'm terrible at coming up with names or titles for anything,
And the
but I'll
skyscrapers
do the.
just coming out of the Jetsons clouds, so you don't have to draw ground.
Mm.
Perfect.
I can come up with whatever the tagline is. I just can't do the title, but I can like vibe off of whatever the energy is.
I can do titles.
Sky
I
putt.
just can't do good
Sky
titles.
putt. Let's see. Sky putt. Putt away. Okay, that's like probably one of my worst taglines ever, but it's the same vibe.
That's what you get for putting her on the spot.
No,
Cloud
it's
golf,
okay.
putt puff.
Ooh, okay, there we go. There it is. We've just merged these ideas.
No, that
I
sounds like a
love
dispensary
it.
on a golf course, man. That's not. Wait a minute.
But
Maybe you're
there
onto
could
something
be a
there.
mode. This is
Let
where
me tell you
you
about some golf courses in Colorado
yeah.
that have golf carts.
Oh no.
Bring you whatever you want.
Oh no.
Now,
No,
we never
no.
utilized this feature a couple years ago, but we were out in Colorado and in the mountains and stuff and doing disc golf. And I remember there was a course that did both regular golf and disc golf on the same course. It was really cool. And we're not golfers, but we are disc golfers, and especially he is. But yeah, we disc golfed, and it was a really, really cool course to do it on. And it was the only time ever where I got to ride in a golf court or a golf cart disc golfing. And it was so fun.
Nice.
I was like, oh my God, we literally just eliminated the only healthy thing about the sport. Well, I mean, it does take effort to throw the disc too, but it was just really
not
funny.
that
It was like,
much.
right.
Not
I
unless you're
felt
going
like
for
I was
500-yard drives or something. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, disc golf is also like the much cheaper alternative, slightly more involved in certain ways, version of the sport. And arguably, I think it's a lot more fun. But
All right.
but I also,
What would a country club look like for disc golf?
A
Ooh.
forest, because a lot of times disc golf things are just in chunks of land where there's trees and stuff. Because it doesn't matter, because you're like that's half the point is like dodging it around things or stuff like that's why they're just in parks and stuff.
Yeah,
you don't gotta
yeah.
clear off. You don't gotta have flat ground.
I mean, like the club part, though. I mean,
club part. Yeah.
exclusive social function of a country club. That, but disc golf.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say treehouse, but I was gonna say like it would be really cool if we got like we got the sauna up in there, and we had like the
Ski
Japanese hot
lodge.
baths or something. Yeah, kind of a blending of cultures. I don't know that the disc golf people would actually
Bathe.
fund or be about that, but I would love to see it.
I don't know. You got my interest. You had my attention. Now you have my interest.
I think in reality though, because it's such a cheap sport, relatively speaking, to get into it and to collect the discs and to even like play the courses, I think it would really be more something like, all right, how you want your hot dog and your burgie, and we got the soup of the day, and that's it. Like it's just like a walk-up
Good.
stand.
My
It's not
my
even a
kind of
club,
people. Perfect.
and they've got a lake in the back if you want to go swimming.
The lodge would have just like an unending beanbag wall around the perimeter,
Yeah.
just like a beanbag trough, just all around, just 40-foot long bean. Those giant bags they put like people on, they launch them off of. Just fill that with like
Yeah.
ball pit balls, and that's
Yeah.
your beanbag. Just sit wherever you want. It's just here's a wall of fluff. Just lay on it somewhere.
But also, if you wanted to take one of those, they would have like leather bottoms of some sort, so they could slide down like the summertime slide, right? Like that would be, oh my god, photography would be about that. If there was a built-in nature slide.
So it was probably 15 years ago now. I needed a new bed, and on a whim, I made a joke that said, "Hey, it'd be great to get a beanbag and
Oh
sleep in
yeah.
that." Except what I bought was a beanbag chair, and the inside was recycled offcuts of memory foam. Like
Oh.
it was cubes, like maybe like Rubik's cube size chunks from where they're like cutting other things, and you got all these scraps, so they cut them up. It was basically like giant croutons of memory foam, and that's what the beanbag was inside of. It was
Um
super cheap. I slept on this. This was my bed
For
for like
years.
for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
would just fall into it, and whatever position I would just fall asleep because it was just like instantly a casing around. You're like, this is where I live, and you'd pass out.
This thing
I
spread
love
out,
that.
so there wasn't a whole lot of room in his bedroom for other furniture, too. When people came over, they split the beanbag, and there was enough room for many people on that beanbag.
Yeah.
That-
No, I believe it.
That beanbag has got some stories. I will say that. I need the
Stories we're not
brain
sharing.
bleach. Yeah, I'm there's some that I'm trying real hard to forget.
Well, all right.
I did
It
get
sounds
married
like
in that time frame. I did find a girlfriend and then a fiance. So it's not as crazy as you think.
They were
I
the
see,
same
I
person,
see.
by the way. The girlfriend and the fiance. It was like a
Okay. I was
transitional
like,
thing.
are you implying Fuzzy was one and the same as the okay. I get it. I
No,
I figured as much. I
girlfriend
assumed
evolved
that
into fiance.
Actually,
would
there was
hope
another
so, because
girlfriend before that. You weren't there.
That doesn't count. That doesn't count.
so, but either way, girlfriend, and then evolution, fiance, right? Like it would be really weird
I
if
had
you're like,
relationships and I slept in a beanbag bag, so it's not as I wasn't just like
yeah,
crazy,
yeah.
frat
No,
boy.
no. But either way, like, pop off,
Yeah.
like do whatever. But
It
also
was
it would
seriously
just
the
be
best thing ever.
but it
was
would
like-
be
it was like- it was
wild
like-
if you were like, this girlfriend has been so chill, like, wow, what a steady relationship. And then the next day, like, just somebody random on the
I
street.
can't wait to introduce her to my fiance.
Would you
Yeah.
would you marry me? It is actually a different person. Like, that was so improbable to me, I didn't even consider it. What girlfriend's evolving? Do boo boo boo. Okay.
Wait, what
Well,
what move
most
do you have to
activations
forget?
are triggered from some sort of stone.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. There you
Boo.
go. There you go.
Boo. Where's the tomatoes? You're not
Right?
wrong, but boo nonetheless.
Love it.
You gave
It
girlfriend
worked.
GF Mon Diamond is evolving to wife.
I mean, mine's a water stone, so I can dig it. You know what
Actually,
I
it would
gave?
evolve into fiance first, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, it's like a middle phase.
Yeah.
And then like
Yeah.
the coolest form is like wife, and then she's got like poofy dress. Hopefully that's all it is, cuz like, you know, what I don't want to yuck anyone's yum, but I don't think you want her to become trad wife. You know, she's
No,
she's got
no, 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 no. I said trade wife. I want
oh
like a
trade wife.
union electrician or something.
Yeah, literally that
Hey,
meme.
hey, somebody's got to be handy around the house. It doesn't have to be the guy.
It ain't gonna
That's
be
right.
me.
That's right. Get you a girl who wears that jumpsuit. Like,
I'll
Oh,
I'll
God,
wash
yeah.
a dish. I'll cook a burger. I'll wash a dish. I cannot repair stuff.
I like the idea of depending on the kind of stone that you give the girl, like she could have any of these routes available to her. It just depends
Like
on how
like an
bougie you want to
EV.
be. Yeah.
If you give her
Or
like
like,
a
or
jet onyx, you get goth wife.
or like, you know, like Sylveon is the one with the cute ribbons and it's adorable and it's literally the only one that doesn't have the stone, at least as far as I'm aware, and it's just evolves with friendship, the power of pure friendship. So like just don't give your girl a stone. Just, you know, it's like the people who never get married basically, which I think is also endearing and sweet. Just don't give her one,
Yeah.
and just like 20 years later, like, look, that's it,
It's
now
a,
you got the ribbons.
you evolved into cute common law wife. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yes, there's an evolution for all of us out there. That's
It's
basically what we're saying.
if you give your Evie a whole bunch of money, it turns into a Patreon. Uh, okay, I get the tomatoes for that one.
Boo.
Yeah, that was bad. That was bad.
It wasn't, yeah,
Boo.
it's okay. We'll scratch that. Oh, goodness.
Yeah. I think we had the most unique combination of furniture at this house at that time. You had the beanbag. We had a Gauntlet Legends arcade machine in the living room.
Yeah.
Did I still have the waterbed at that time? Because apparently the 1970s happened in the late 90s for me.
No, that went away before that.
What the hell was I sleeping? I know what I was sleeping on. I was sleeping on a mattress with no sheet on it because I didn't have anyone to yell at me to take care of my bed.
You were sleeping on 3 mattresses.
That's true.
Yo,
That's
Princess
true.
in the
That's
PJ.
true.
Yes.
So which mattress won?
None of them. They were all terrible.
Okay, fair
That's
enough.
the thing.
The
is they
three,
were all like,
yeah. If any of them was
well,
good, I would have slept
he
on
had
one.
the one, but it was old, like kind of squishing, flattening out. So he just
Yeah.
got another one, put it on top. It's like, oh, double the cushion. You don't need a box spring, just add another one. Then that started to wear, and he obtained another one from somebody that was there and then left. And it's like, hey, you want my mattress? It's like, yeah, throw it on. So his bed just was growing. He had to hop up onto his bed. It was comfortable because it was 3 layers of shocks.
Yeah, exactly. I like the idea that Jay like had a little step stool with like 2 steps to be like boop. Like,
See, if I were
imagine that's
smart, I
about-
would have done that. But in the
Mm.
year I spent at college, my bed was half lofted and I had storage underneath it. So I
Oh,
learned
okay.
during that time to jump up, become horizontal, and scoot sideways into bed. I don't know how I did it, but I did it. But yeah, I would just literally jump up into bed. And
Oh,
then
I
when I
love
got
the
home,
things.
apparently I was so addicted to it, I just kept stacking mattresses until I had to leave the ground to get into bed.
I love that. I did grow up with a bunk bed, but I think, well, I only grew up with it when I was like really young, and then by the time I was 10, 11, maybe slightly before that got like, because they actually could come apart and then they were their own
Yeah.
beds and we had our own rooms, my sister and I. But whatever. I was always the top bunk because I thought that was cooler, but in reality, more effort to climb up a ladder. Whatever. I still thought it was cool. And then, yeah, when I went to college, it was a similar thing where it was like, okay, I'm gonna loft the bed to have all this stuff underneath. Um, but I just remember it being a little bit sketchy because, yeah,
Yeah.
like getting down from that was always like, okay, if you don't want to just die, just make sure that you climb this thing backwards basically and just grip it from behind. Like I would never jump up there without the ladder. Crazy. No worries, Red. Thanks for popping in. It was really nice to see you and hang out for a bit. Have a good
Absolutely.
rest of your night.
If it makes you
Um,
feel better, you're not going to miss much.
No, probably not. Just us chilling. Um, But ooh, good luck.
I love cryptograms.
I don't know what that entails exactly, but good luck.
They're the letter substitution puzzles. You get like a string of jumbled letters, and you have to figure out which one is swapped with. All the T's are actually E's. All the S's are
Oh,
actually
okay.
T's.
Oh, those.
That
Yeah. I'm awful at them.
I love those. I love
Yeah.
those. I'm surprised of all the dumb games
You're
I've
good
written.
at
I never
Scrabble.
wrote one of those.
You still can.
I still can. I don't have anything planned. Well, I have a little bit of plans for this weekend. I don't have a lot of plans for this weekend. I'm going to stream
You
twice.
have other things to write. Stop it.
Fuzzy's gonna get you in line. He's
What?
here to.
Someone needs to. Goodness. If I'm left to my own devices, well, you've seen what happens when that happens.
Jay just doesn't stop. I can attest to this because just being your roommate at Zeldathon every single time we've done it, Jay and I don't tend to run into each other a lot, and we're
Yeah.
literally roommates the entire. Sometimes it's been like the whole week. This time it was only like roughly 2 days that I was actually around for. But yeah, this last time especially, I was just like, what? How did we like basically never run into each other? This is wild. I mean, when we did, we would at least catch up a little bit, but
Right.
like Jay would just be going into the early AM hours and already had been awake for most of that day and just run himself into the ground, which is you got to stop doing that, sir. No 18-hour days for you.
I will
We got
do
to
my
get you
best
more sleep.
to try and stop doing that at the events. But you know what? I love the 2 to 6 shift, but I'm needed for everything else. That's
I
the
know,
problem.
that's the
Is like
problem.
I jump up and volunteer. I'm like, nobody wants to work 2 to 6. Cool, put me there. I like that. That's where I'm useful. That's my peak brain functionality time. That's when I'm a normal human being. Is during the wee hours when everyone else is a walking corpse.
Yeah, I mean, and somebody's got to do it. So
Yeah.
totally valid. It
But
just
then-
means you got to take naps in the afternoon.
Yeah. I have
But yeah.
maybe not as much at the event, but I have been picking that up as a habit. I will confess that napping has become one of my favorite pastimes. I'll usually get out of work at that computer and sleep for an hour or two on that futon, and then get up and it's like having a whole nother day.
Yeah,
It's so nice. It's so nice.
till it's time to sleep some more. Yeah. Yeah, I can't physically nap for too long. And if I do, it's usually like on a Friday night. Friday nights in the work weeks are like I'm just usually spent, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm drained from the rest of the week, and I'll average like I try to average 6 to 7 hours of sleep a night, but it's more like 6 at best. So and I got to fix that for this upcoming year. But yeah, it's I feel you. But I like to take like a little half an hour nap, and then that's enough if I need it. If I don't need it, then I'll just march on without it, and I'll try to get to bed at like human times.
One of the big things that's worked for myself, and boy, I should not be saying this out loud, is the caffeine nap. I'm not sure if you're hip to that,
Yeah.
where you have like a cup of coffee and then you lay down and then you're like,
And then you lay down.
yep.
Yeah. Well, I just like that because I just like coffee at any time of the
Oh,
day.
yeah. I mean, 100%.
Like disregarding the caffeine. But yeah, I just love
We're
coffee.
putting in a new coffee bar at the cafeteria at work,
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's exciting.
and it's gonna be like super cheap.
Ooh.
And I'm like, oh, dude, coffee.
My
Yeah.
favorite kind of
Coffee.
problem.
And then a keyboard to talk to customers. Are you sure?
Oh my
See,
gosh.
The people where you work are starting to see how smart you are and how good at problem solving you are. They will pull you away from customers in short order here.
Yeah.
They will just put you to work fixing everything else.
No, because I'm good at telling people things without actually telling them anything and lying to them with the just right amount. and I've got the technical authority to tell them the right things, even though it's utter lies. And they're like, why are you this good at customer service? And I'm like, because I used to do this. I didn't want to do it again, but you're paying me lots of money.
So it all balances out.
Yes.
True that. True that. All right. We are just about at time. We just kind of blew past break and everything, but then again, we both left for a million years. Poor Amaya's had to carry the show on her back the whole time because we keep disappearing.
Oh
But
my gosh.
I think
It's no worries.
we are going to call it here. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. We absolutely love to have a chance to talk to you. I missed you. I'm glad I got to
I
catch up with you.
know.
Don't be a year again. Come back.
Yes, no, please just invite me anytime. Like if I can make it, I will. If I'm genuinely busy, we'll plan something months in advance so that way it actually happens. So yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for entertaining my impromptu, like on my own stream, inviting myself last night.
Absolutely. We're always happy to have you here. I genuinely mean that when I say that. You are a fantastic human being. I love to share the wonderful people I've met with all the people out there and, watching all of my singular. Tee hee.
No, it's always a chill time. It's fun to just come and
Four of
talk,
them.
and there's no like big expectation. It's just it is a lot of fun. So I'm also happy to be back anytime. So thank you. Yeah,
Wonderful.
Thank you guys.
Who's
great to
live?
see
Who
ya.
are we going to go shower some love on? Is anybody good live?
Oh, good? Good's a requirement?
Yeah. You know what? Let's go crash in. Our friend Allie, and I know I have a tendency to rate her, but our friend Allie is working today, and she's over West Coast, so she's got a little bit of time left in her workday. Let's go stop in, say hi to Alineate, go tell her I sent you, and hope she's had a wonderful day. We've had a wonderful day being here. Thank you all so much for being here in chat. Keep an eye out on the Discord to see what's coming up in the near future here. I'll throw that in there. We will see you not too far in the future. I'm going to try and do something this weekend. Amaya is going to be back Thursday singing again. And hopefully we'll do this again next Friday. In the meanwhile, we love you all. Stay safe. Take care. Bye.